Well, where to even begin? Barcelona had been knocked out of the Champions League after a 4-3 win for Inter. Extra time, we couldn't do it. The team gave everything. It's really unfortunate. It really, this year especially, it really hurts compared to the last few years. I think this is the worst, at least like, not worst defeat in terms of how we get knocked out because we gave everything. It was such a unbelievable game of football if you were a neutral, but as a Barcelona fan, it was horrible feeling. I think this is the worst I felt after a game since Anfield. The last 10 minutes, there was so much adrenaline going on. I was getting nauseous, which is like, damn, you like, do I take this sport too seriously sometimes? I don't know, man, but it's such a big hobby of mine that it sucks, man. It sucks how we went out. We had a poor first half. Inter kind of, it was like a similar situation to the first game. Where it was tough for Barcelona, but Inter, we were playing slow. We weren't taking our chances. Inter had scored two. Lautaro Martinez scores and Kolinogu with a penalty. A lot of questionable referee decisions, but if you want to know what I think about that, you could go on my Twitter or just see what other people are saying because I don't want to go so too much over it. But really poor first half, and then that second half having everything change. Gerard Martin turning into someone completely different, getting a couple assists, us getting back in the game. Rafinha, scoring a goal in the 88th minute. And I didn't think we were in the final at that point, but I was like, oh my God, like, again, we've done another comeback. We're so close. Just had to hold out, and we couldn't hold out. The last 2 minutes, just, giving up a goal, 93rd minute, 2 minutes to go, forcing extra time. The team is already tired from the whole schedule, and then they're having to give it even more. Yamal today didn't register a goal and assist, but I think it's one of the best performances I ever witnessed in the Champions League semifinal. I mean, just over the two legs in general. It really sucks for him because he deserves so much more. Summer, made it so that he didn't score, and I think I talked about in the last match review how I rate Summer. He's one of my favorite goalkeepers. I really like it. It just hurts that even though I rated him for so many years and I love him as a goalkeeper, it hurts that he has to put such a performance against us. Getting man of the match. It really hurts. Like, it's terrible. But just, I think there's a car alarm going off outside. Anyway, just really bad. Araujo. I don't even think I can say what I want to about Araujo because nor do I have the energy for it. And if I do say what I really think about Araujo, I will be thrown off this platform. If I said it on Twitter, I would be suspended because, man, just even think about his performance is getting me pissed. I think we should have seen Christensen on instead of Araujo. At least Christensen next to him because, man, so terrible. But if you were neutral, like I said, what a game of football you witnessed. Like I said, a lot of questionable referee decisions. Uh, just especially for Barcelona. Flick even came out. He said, "I'm really disappointed, not with the team, but with how the result ended." He said the team gave everything, but every 50-50 seemed to go Inter's way, and it makes him upset. It makes me upset too. I mean, the third goal we concede, Araujo, yes, I know. And I blame him for the two goals we conceded for giving up the tie, basically. But at the same time, like, Martinez fouled before the thing, and it doesn't even go a VAR check. It does, or if it does, they don't even take the time to look over it. They don't say anything. They don't call anything. But when it's against us, when they need to check VAR, like the penalty Kubarsi gave away, that was a very close tackle. I think it was a good tackle. They go instantly. Just, I don't know, and just especially after the match, just seeing the reactions of the players. Rafinha, who gives everything. Him crying, Gerard Martin crying. I like Gerard Martin especially. I know like he faces a lot of criticism. We always give him criticism. I know like as a Barca player, is he the best? No. Does he deserve to be at Barca? I don't know, but he gave everything. That second half was incredible. He gave two assists. He was, you know, basically commanding, and I wouldn't say commanding the team, but he was, telling the team to give him the ball to like really, push. He was intercepting, running back, giving everything There's one counter attack 3v2 with him, Eric Garcia, and Pedri, where the speed he had, like I was like, damn, like usually he's slow, but he's really pushing it, and he was so upset after. It just sucks. Like his performance, just he gave everything. I respect him so much for that because there's been so many times where there's players that in previous years either don't give 100% or more, or they're not good enough for Barcelona and they don't even try. But he tried his hardest. As a lot of players, like I said, I'm not embarrassed or criticize I don't even want to criticize the team because I don't think they deserved it. They really tried to give everything. In previous years we would go out in humiliations, embarrassing ways to go out, but that didn't happen this year. We just were really unfortunate. Everything seemed to go against us, and I really thought this was supposed to be a year. I don't like that Araujo after the game. I'm reading this. This just came out that what I'm gonna say. He if I can't say what I want to say because, like I said, I'll get fucking thrown off this platform. But he really needs to be sold in the summer because he has so many big game just errors constantly over and over in big games, making huge errors, costing us games, doing stupid stuff. And he comes out after the game and he says this. Gerard Martin was absent for the equalizer goal, 3-3. He was late in competing for the ball and caused a mistake. But in any case, these are not excuses. We must raise our heads and move forward. I'm in fucking shock. I just for that, I think he should be sold because I'm in awe. If you watch the replay, Martin gets the ball first, and he's hit on the ankle by Thuram, I think it was. He's hit on the ankle. He is fouled and, falls to the floor. Because he's fouled. There's contact made. He's hit in the shin. And Araujo, instead of, trying to defend or, keep the person outside, go in front, he's holding his player, Acerbi or whatever his name is. He's holding him instead of trying to defend him. He's behind him and he just lets him shoot easily on goal. Like, bro, I guess there was a point to what Gundogan, the stuff that came out that he had a fight and, criticized Araujo heavily. Like, come on, man. I really don't think he should be in the team. And I don't want to harp on one player, but, like, really? Like, come on. But other than him, like, the whole team just really tried to give everything. And if it was, like, it really was supposed to be this year. I don't know. I think I'm getting kind of denial where it's just like, I still can't believe we really went out. I thought we were going to go through. But I think I'll leave off with this because my thoughts aren't really clear right now. I'll leave off that Hansi Flick, what he's done with this team, he's given us such incredible moments. What he's done with the team is just unbelievable. And to me, it was unfathomable after what I was witnessing the past several years, underperforming Barca's that don't even look like they want to try or can't even compete to the highest level. I want to remind you that before this season started, when right before Xavi was sacked, he said that this team, I think he said something like this team wasn't good enough or, it can't compete, and he was sacked. And Flick gave his trust to every player. He gave full trust to every player. Players that, were underperforming or we felt it should be sold or overperforming or doing so good and really showing their true selves or thriving under him. And I still back him no matter what. He gave us so much. And, considering the financial restrictions we had, the shallow squad that, we saw today, two of our most important fullbacks, our best fullbacks in the world, are missing. We don't have them. Lewandowski couldn't start the match. He had to come in later. And especially that, besides our full 11, we don't really have quality depth. It's very thin, this squad, and that's what was worrying me the whole season. If someone gets injured, it's, really tough to replace them. You have that, how young and inexperienced the team is. A lot of them just, really in their first years of football that have so much quality, so much potential, but they're still young and raw. Like, there's so much they can do and improve. You have a 17-year-old, carrying us. Just, that's already unbelievable. And just a bunch of other stuff that surrounds the club, that was tough. And to get to the point we are, especially if we're able to win La Liga, I think the season's still a success. It's always going to hurt to look back and be like, damn, like, we should have been in the final. We should have won it all. But I still have hope for the future seasons. It's really going to hurt. It's really going to be tough for me to say, oh, we'll get them next year. But I have more hope than I did the other seasons, It's tough. My thoughts aren't really clear. We'll try to get over it. We'll try to see. It is what it is. But I'll always back this team no matter what. Let me know what you guys thought. If it hurts the same way, or you feel like we should have been better. You know, let's just end the season and hope for the best, and hope that we can win La Liga because there's not much we can do now. Anyway, as always, Visca Barca. I back this team over anything, and I'll see you guys next time.